Are we ready? Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? For your brief indulgence, would you all please rise? Good morning. Good morning. I'm Marvin O'Tear, Jr., President of the Lincoln University Board of Curators. Blue Tiger Battalion. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lincoln University Blue Tiger Battalion will now post the colors.
May we bow our heads in prayer. Eternal God, author and sustainer of all things, we sincerely and earnestly invoke your spirit and your great power into this place. We thank you. Thank you for the many years of education, sustaining grace, and favor that you've already bestowed upon this incredible institution of higher learning. We thank you. We thank you for the leadership, the staff, the faculty, and the fresh anointing that you've endowed this institution to be able to carry on its endeavors. We thank you for the new president, the new zeal, the new passion that she brings to the educational pursuit of all of our young people. God, we thank you. And now we ask that you will be the prevailing force to oversee this ceremony, and that ultimately your will be done. Grant us, according to our heart's desire, to see victory over any obstacles or hindrance that may beset us, and give us your peace throughout this auspicious process and occasion. In short, God, have your way. Move in this place, and please get the glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
A reading from 2 Timothy chapter 1, verses 6 through 9. For this reason I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. So do not be ashamed of the testimony about our Lord or of me, his prisoner. Rather, join with me in suffering for the gospel by the power of God. He has saved us and called us to a holy life, not because of anything we have done, but because of his own purposes and grace. This grace was given to us in Christ Jesus before the beginning of time.
A reading from the prophets, Jeremiah 29, 10 through 14. This is what the Lord says. When 70 years are completed for Babylon, I will come to you and fulfill my good promise to bring you back to this place. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back from captivity. I will gather you from all the nations and places where I have banished you, declares the Lord, and I will bring you back to the place from which I carried you into exile.
Please be seated. I am John Jones, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, and it is my pleasure to introduce the platform guests. As your name is called, please stand to be recognized. Judge Marvin O. Tier, Jr., President of the Board of Curators. Mr. Frank J. Logan, Sr., Vice President of the Board of Curators. Mr. Greg S. Gaffkey, Secretary of the Board of Curators. Dr. Don W. Cook, Sr., Member of the Board of Curators. Dr. Winston J. Rutledge, also member of the Board of Curators. I will now introduce former presidents and interim presidents of Lincoln University who are on the rostrum. Dr. Kevin D. Rome, Sr., 19th President of Lincoln University of Missouri. Dr. Connie B. Hamaker, Interim President of Lincoln University of Missouri. Dr. Michael A. Middleton, Interim President of Lincoln University. The remaining platform guests will introduce themselves in the order as they appear in the program. Thank you.
Good morning. As Secretary of the Lincoln University Board of Curators, it's my pleasure to present the members of President Woolfolk's family and the delegates representing the institutions of higher education from across our country. Will all the members of President Woolfolk's family please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Thank you. You may be seated. Will the delegates please stand and be recognized as your name is called? And I ask you to please hold your applause until everyone is introduced. Dr. Archie Tucker II, Alabama A&M University. Dr. Kevin Arthur Roll, Alabama State University. Ms. Regina Favors, Interim President, Arkansas Baptist College. Ms. Evelyn J. Jones, Dillard University. Dr. A. Zachary Faison, President, Edward Waters College. Dr. Kevin D. Rome, Sr., President, Fisk University. Dr. Dewan J. Warmack, President, Harris Stowe State University. Dr. William B. Bynum, Jr., President, Jackson State University. Dr. Lester C. Newman, President, Jarvis Christian College. Dr. Michael Banks, Metropolitan Community College. Dr. George T. French, Jr., President, Miles College. Dr. Alfred Rankins, Jr., Commissioner, Mississippi Institutes for Higher Learning. Dr. David L. Beckley, President, Rust College. Dr. Melva Williams, Southern University and A&M College System. Dr. Rick Mihailovich, State Technical College of Missouri. Mr. Mitch Fields, State University of New York, Oswego. Dr. Mayron Nogin, retired, State University of New York, Oswego. Dr. Deborah Stanley, President, State University of New York, Oswego. Dr. Susan Thomas, President, Truman State University. Dr. John C. Gardner, University of Arkansas, Fayetteville. Dr. Doris R. Robinson Gardner, University of Arkansas, Little Rock. Dr. Roger Best, Interim President, University of Central Missouri. And Dr. Herman Felton, President, Wiley College. If there are any elected officials in the audience, would you also please stand for us to recognize you? Thank you very much. You may be seated. Give them applause.
Well, good morning. I bring you welcomes from the state of Missouri to all of the distinguished alumni, the curators, the guests, and as well as the students, the most important people who may be here this morning. I'm Mike Kehoe. I'm the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Missouri, and I bring welcome remarks to Dr. Woolfolk from the Governor, Governor Parson, from the Missouri House, and from the Missouri Senate on a great occasion to celebrate this tremendous event that we're about to go through today. You know, one of those things that happens to me, and you do different interviews across the state, the interviewer, the reporter, a lot of times will end with, tell me something about you that nobody knows. And my answer is always good. There's some I don't want people to know. But my answer is in 2014, I was awarded an honorary degree from Lincoln University by then President. That's before Dr. Rome and Judge Tier really knew about me too much, so they wouldn't have given it to me. And I can tell you students here, the minute you graduate, the first person you'll meet is the alumni director who's looking for a donation. But that was a really, something I didn't know was going to happen. It was a very proud moment for me to be able to receive that degree from Lincoln University. As a father of four and as a community member here in Jefferson City well before politics, I've always thought that Lincoln was, you know, our kind of gem. It was the gem of the community. It was the gem of Central Missouri. But I have to tell you, Dr. Woolfolk, when I travel and you meet people, and I'm telling you all over the United States, and it just happened to me last week in Georgia, and somebody says, where are you from? Central Missouri. Oh, what part? Jefferson City. They say, I went to Lincoln. And you think Lincoln is the school that has people that are just, you know, close proximity to whether it's from Kansas City or St. Louis or immediately in Central Missouri, but the footprint that I find from Lincoln University is so far-reaching, it's just absolutely unbelievable. And I think that speaks to the quality of the institution that we have, the historic significance, the fact that it's one of two land-grant universities here in the state of Missouri. I think that all of those things added together really have taken me out of it's this gem for Central Missouri and it's this gem for the United States. And I don't know when students decide to go here because it's close to their house, because of the historical significance that it has, or because they just feel they're going to get a great education. All of those reasons can produce a great outcome, and with the leadership of Dr. Woolfolk, I think you're going to see those outcomes get even better. I have one of my first meetings, we're both new, by the way, to our offices, but the first meeting I had, the very first official meeting I had in my new office was at lunch with Dr. Woolfolk. And the boxes weren't unpacked yet or anything, and we just had sub sandwiches, nothing fancy. But we had a great time being able to just kind of get to know each other and where she's come from and where I've come from and what's important to me and what's important to her and how the state can be helpful. And I will tell you that, Doctor, you're going to have some battles. And those battles might be with the state of Missouri over funding. They could be with the Department of Higher Ed, Zora. They won't be bad. They could be with students, with the curators. They could be troubles with, you know, alumni. But I can tell you, Doctor, I don't think any of those troubles will be any more severe or significant than the troubles that the soldiers who founded this institution had back when they were taking this on. And if you think about the trials and tribulations they must have went through, and the ones that are actually documented as well as the ones that aren't documented, you quickly realize that all of those pains and all the things you think are insurmountable are nothing compared to what they would have went through. So it's on behalf of those people, the founders that founded this great institution, that I am just absolutely so proud to be here today and to be able to welcome your new president, the 20th president to this university. That is something that we're very excited about. It is something that I'm happy to be able to do as Lieutenant Governor, but it's even more, I'm more proud to be able to do it as a dad, as a person with an honorary degree, and as a community leader that's been involved with many things that have happened in the Jefferson City area. We just can't be more proud of the facility, what has happened over the last several years, and what we know the future is like with Dr. Woolfolk in charge. So congratulations, and it's my honor to have been here today. Thank you.
Well, good morning. I'm Zora Mulligan. I'm the Commissioner of Higher Education, and although the Lieutenant Governor suggests that I have all the money, I assure you that I do not. But I really am so pleased and honored to be here this morning to bring further greetings from the state of Missouri, and particularly from its higher education community. I want to thank and welcome all those colleagues from around the state who've made a priority of coming here today. I also, on a personal note, want to take a minute to welcome Dr. Woolfolk and her family to the neighborhood. I live just a couple of miles from here. Lincoln students are my neighbors. The Lincoln campus is my backyard, and so I'm particularly happy to see so many of her family here, and I hope that you'll be able to stay for homecoming. You can already smell it starting with the barbecue down in the bottom of the parking lot. I'll be able to hear it from my back porch all weekend with your band and your other celebrations, so welcome. You've picked a perfect time to visit. I also wanted to echo comments that Lieutenant Governor Kehoe made about the importance of Lincoln not only to the neighborhood that I live in, to the community that I call home, to the state of Missouri that I serve, but really to the nation. Lincoln is an institution of national significance, and it is of the utmost importance that it have a national caliber leader. That's why I've been so pleased to make the acquaintance of Dr. Woolfolk and to early on get a sense of what she'll bring to this job. My early assessment is that she's a person of deep thought and huge heart. And those two things together are the makings of a very good college president. So I'm so pleased that she's here. I'm so excited to see what she does, and I'm happy to do everything I can to support Lincoln University and its 20th president. Thank you so much, and congratulations to the Lincoln community.
I'm Carrie Turgeon, Mayor of Jefferson City, and it is an honor to welcome all of you here today. For those of you that live here and know what a wonderful community this is, I welcome you. And for all of you that are visiting, we are so very happy to have you here in Jefferson City. As the second woman to be elected as mayor of the capital city, I want to say to you, Dr. Woolfolk, what an inspiration you are to me and to all of us here. And at my first meeting when I was elected mayor, the first thing I said is I would like all of us to think of Lincoln University as our hometown university. Wherever we're from, wherever we went to school or didn't, wherever we are, Lincoln University is our hometown university. And Dr. Woolfolk, you are living that. You have really embraced Jefferson City. I've seen you at the chamber, I've seen you at church, I've seen you at City Hall, at the grocery store, everywhere. We are so very happy to have you here in Jefferson City. We look forward to the future with you, and we welcome you, and it is such an honor on behalf of the city of Jefferson. We want to thank you for your past and looking forward to the future, because Lincoln University is Jefferson City, and Jefferson City is Lincoln University. So sincere welcome, Dr. Woolfolk. Thank you.
Good morning again. Dr. Woolfolk. Fellow curators, honored guests, administrators, faculty, staff, students, alumni, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very proud today to bring you greetings and extend to you a very warm welcome on behalf of my colleagues on the board. It's my pleasure also to welcome you to our campus, many of you for the first time for this special occasion. I hope you like it. It does look good, doesn't it? Over a year ago, the board was in the process of searching for a new president. Today, we are honored to install Dr. Jerald Jones Woolfolk as the 20th president of Lincoln University. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy this special day. I know we will. God bless you all, and thank you.
Greetings, students, faculty, staff, administration, cabinet members, board of curators, visiting presidents, and former presidents. Greetings to the family and friends of our honoree, and most of all, greetings to the 20th president of Lincoln University, Dr. Jerald Jones Woolfolk. I am D'Angelo Bratton Bland, and I humbly serve as the 84th General Assembly Student Government Association President. And on behalf of the students of Lincoln University, we welcome you. We thank you for stepping up and taking the call as 20th President of Lincoln University. We thank you for your positive and impactful energy that you have brought upon us. We will support you. We will stand alongside you as you carry our noble university unto greatness. We wish you nothing but best of success as you earn your stripes. I will leave you all with this. An illustrious woman leading an illustrious institution. That's a better match than Mayweather versus Pacquiao, peanut butter and jelly, and Jay-Z and B. Thank you.
Good morning. Okay, that was about 3 voices I heard. Good morning. Good morning. It is a beautiful occasion. My name is Geneth Johnson, and I serve as the Lincoln University Alumni Association President. On behalf of the Lincoln University alumni, we welcome our 20th president and the second female to serve Lincoln University to our alma mater. I can say without a shadow of a doubt that all chapter presidents across this country, executive board members, and all active and inactive alumni across this nation are excited and eager to work alongside you, Dr. Woolfolk. We are excited to move our university and our alumni into a new positive, progressive, and prosperous direction. Our concerted efforts with the Board of Curators, the Lincoln Foundation, our business initiative with mentoring, and our Office of Recruitment will prove to be vessels to place us again amongst the highest rankings of those institutions that provide financial, emotional, and academic support to our students. The students are the reason that we are all here. We want to say thank you, congratulations, and again, welcome to our wonderful, beautiful institution. And at this time, I'd like to take personal privilege to say she is the first woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated to serve. The 20th woman with 20 pearls. And we love you, congratulations, and again, we appreciate you.
Good morning, and welcome guests, our dais, everyone, and hope you enjoy homecoming. Students, my name is Hardy Dorsey. I chair the Lincoln University Foundation Board of Directors, and on behalf of the Foundation Board of Directors, I bring greetings and welcome to Lincoln University. We're so very proud of this grand occasion, and we wish President Woolfolk all the many successes. I graduated in 1969 out of St. Louis, Missouri, and my wife and I married while we were still students here, so we've been married 50 years. We love to read, and when we had our daughter, we named her Maya, after Maya Angelou. And I've had the pleasure of telling Ms. Angelou on a few occasions how proud I was of her. And Maya Angelou had a statement that she made often, and she said that there are phenomenal women. And I think at Lincoln University, we have just elected a phenomenal woman, and we look forward to supporting you in your many successes, Dr. Woolfolk.
Hello, how are you? Everyone good? Thanks. My name is Stephanie Clark. I am the chair of the Faculty Senate, and on behalf of the Lincoln University faculty, we officially welcome Dr. Woolfolk to our Lincoln family. This is an exciting time for us. It was apparent as soon as Dr. Woolfolk got here in the summer, she hit the ground running. She has been available and open to listen to faculty needs and how best we can serve our students. As it's been mentioned, the students are the most important reason that why we are all here, and we look forward to working with her into the future and establishing a way to make sure Lincoln University is the wonderful and great place for learning and growing for all of our students. Thank you very much.
Dr. Woolfolk. Esteemed guests, and I think most esteemed of which are Dr. Woolfolk's family and friends, my colleagues of faculty and staff who serve this amazing institution, and the students of Lincoln University for whom we are Lincoln. I want to welcome all of you to this important event in our institutional history. For those of you who I have not had the pleasure to meet, I am Jamie Smith. I am the chairperson of the Staff Council, and I am honored and deeply grateful today to offer greetings to Dr. Woolfolk on behalf of the Staff Council, but it seems insufficient to just offer greetings. I mean, you've been here for 4 months already, right? So I want to offer you something in addition. St. Augustine of Hippo, who was the great theologian and philosopher of Northern Africa, had this term he used, the tranquillitas ordinis, which means the tranquility of order or well-ordered concord. And he used it to describe peace. The idea was that everything in the world was put in its order and that peace stems from alignment with this divine order. And alignment is a concept that's not foreign to the academic world. It's actually the central principle of the activities of a university, whether it's research, education, or career formation. In research, the research problem has to align with the research question, which has to really align with the methodology and so on. Education, course goals align with class goals, which align with learning activities and so on. In career counseling, we often try to find the alignment of a person's passion with their knowledge and skills with the work that they're going to do. It's about alignment, and that's what I want to offer you today, the peace that comes from things when they are rightly aligned. I hope that whatever challenges we're going to face together in the future here at Lincoln University, I hope that you will experience this peace of alignment with the will of your divine Lord, Dr. Woolfolk. And as St. Paul writes in Philippians chapter 4, verse 7, may the peace of God that surpasses all understanding guard your heart and mind in Christ Jesus.
Good morning. On behalf of Mississippi's system of public universities, I'm honored and extremely happy to be here to celebrate the official union of a great university with a great administrator
and a dear friend, President Jerald Jones Woolfolk. President Woolfolk, as you embark upon this journey, I encourage you to always consider 5 points. First, there's no more important duty than to ensure the financial sustainability of this great university. Secondly, always, always consider the students in every decision you make. The students keep the doors open and they keep the bills paid. Be fair and consistent and treat all the campus constituency groups equally. Clearly articulate your expectations and hold all accountable for meeting those expectations. And lastly, never sell your integrity, for once you sell it, you can never buy it back. President Woolfolk, I'm excited today because you have the drive, the leadership skills, the talent, the passion, and most importantly, the experience to lead Lincoln University to greater heights. Congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Dewan Wormack. I have the distinct pleasure of serving as the 19th president at Harris-Stowe State University, the other HBCU here in the state of Missouri. So I want to start off by thanking my sister for allowing me to say a couple words here. So I'm going to shift my president's hat a little bit because this is going to be slightly informal. Dr. Woolfolk, we 6 years ago, so we've known each other over 10 years, but 6 years ago we had the opportunity of sitting in a leadership institute for future presidents. And during that time we sat in that meeting, both of us were vice presidents, and we said during that time, after our session, we were in a small group together, we said, not if we become president, when we become president, how we will serve the population we will serve. So today, you officially are a president, and we discussed the things that we discussed. And so it's so real for me as we reflected on that moment together and talked about our commitment to students, our unwavering support for the mission of HBCUs, and both of us having that opportunity to do so. I want to leave you with 4 things as well. I would say stay and remain dedicated to the folks that matter. And the folks that matter is these folks sitting right here. Not saying everything else. As they talked about, it's going to be some tough times on these jobs. And it's some lonely times, but the folks that's going to be there with you when you're not in that president's seat, it will be the folks that's sitting right here. So don't lose perspective. We do 12, 14 hours in these jobs, and then oftentimes the people that we neglect are those folks right there. So remain dedicated to the family. Secondly, remain committed to the mission of this amazing institution. As you heard folks say before, Lincoln University has a distinct mission of serving the population here in St. Louis. Remain committed to serving the students, faculty, and staff. Thirdly, I say stay motivated. It's a tough job. Stay motivated, continue to believe in yourself. And lastly, when you have those tough moments, for me, faith is everything. Stay prayed up. Remember to pray, keep your faith, and you have a friend down the street you can pick up the phone at any time to call. Congratulations, my sister, and I know you would do amazing work here.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. William B. Bynum, Jr., the self-described God-loving, God-fearing, blessed, and highly favored 11th president of the I love, Jackson State University. What an awesome, awesome blessing indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jackson State University, one of this nation's largest and highest ranked HBCUs, Jackson State University, a higher research-intensive university offering the bachelor's, master's, specialist, and 14 doctoral degrees. Jackson State University, the institution that confers the third most doctoral degrees on African Americans. Jackson State University, home of 4 NFL Hall of Famers, Lem Barney, Jackie Slater, Walter Payton, and Dr. Doom Robert Brazile. And of course, Jackson State University, home of the baddest band in the land, the summa cum laude of bands, the sonic boom of the South. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready to challenge your mind and change your life like President Woolfolk, then we invite you to come join us at Jackson State University. Man, you want to be sitting up here like your president, right? Again, you all forgive me for that. All right. Well, clearly you now know why I'm here. Well, I'm here because, of course, Madam President said she wanted to make sure that her president was here. And so that's why, indeed, I've made sure that I've come here to Jefferson City to partake in this outstanding occasion. Well, whether or not she made me come or not, I would have come anyhow. You see, as most of you know, the way we rank institutions and the way we regard institutions, a lot has to do with their graduates. What have their graduates done? What have their graduates accomplished? And so for those of you, if you don't know and have not read a bio, of course, you know that Dr. Woolfolk has earned 2 degrees, her bachelor's and her doctoral degree from Jackson State. And so I'm here as a very proud president as we celebrate one of our most accomplished graduates. Indeed, President Woolfolk. I had the opportunity to see her at the White House Initiative just recently. And looking at her again, you know, some people were just made for certain roles and responsibilities. I love the way that her energy and enthusiasm and the way, again, she assumed and knew that she was indeed home, exactly where she needed to be as the president of a university, of this university. Ladies and gentlemen, I also was asked the question, how do you think she'll do? Well, as all the other folks have said, she'll do just fine. She has the experience, she has the background, she has the vision to lead this institution to greater heights. And so Lincoln University is going to be just fine under the leadership of President Woolfolk. And so I'm here to say that, again, that this 2-time Tiger, who was born and bred as a Jackson State University Tiger, is indeed ready to lead the Lincoln University Blue Tigers. So, ladies and gentlemen, I leave by simply saying this, Dr. Woolfolk, I ask you, encourage you to do as I try to remember to do each and every day, and that's, again, thank God for this awesome blessing, this awesome, awesome blessing. We get an opportunity to lead an institution, and it truly is a great blessing. And so I ask you to try to remember as I try to remember to do each and every day, and that's to look back and thank God. Look forward and trust God. Look around and serve God. Look within and find God. Because you know, like I know, that when those praises go up, those blessings come down. God bless each and every one of you.
Good morning. For those of you who do not know me, which is all but about 5 of you, my name is Tucker Schultes, and I am a graduate of the class of 2015 from the State University of New York at Oswego. Located on the beautiful shores of Lake Ontario in upstate New York, SUNY Oswego is my home away from home. It is also home to some of the most brutal winters that I've ever encountered, which is probably part of why I live in South Carolina now. But most importantly today, SUNY Oswego is where I had the privilege of meeting President Woolfolk. It was my junior year, and Dr. Woolfolk had just started as the Vice President of Student Affairs and Enrollment, as I had found myself recently elected as the student body president. Soon thereafter, it became evident that the campus needed some cultural shifting, a wow factor. And boy, did we deliver a wow factor. A year's worth of planning, countless meetings, some late nights led to the ultimate creation of Ozfest, a day-long event comprising of carnival games, delicious food, and 4 Billboard Top 100 artists visiting our campus, SUNY Oswego. It wasn't cheap, it wasn't easy, but it provided a wow factor that continues annually today. Dr. Woolfolk was the visionary behind that wow factor. You see, she thinks big picture, wow factors. And I soon learned that if I was going to join a committee that Dr. Woolfolk was on, I needed to be prepared to push myself and have a hand in delivering a wow factor. Dr. Woolfolk challenged me. I had, and at times still do, a habit of acting immediately, sometimes to a fault, like the hard-headed New Yorker that I was. But over time, her example told me to take a moment, to breathe, to consider the big picture, and allow myself a chance to take in all the potential outcomes and the subsequent potential options that could mitigate some of the outcomes. She taught me what leadership looks like, but also what it feels like. When I felt overwhelmed, she always knew how to help me see past my worries and focus on the opportunity at hand. Because of you, Dr. Woolfolk, I'm a better leader, a better student, a better citizen, and a better man. And while I'm sad to have seen her leave SUNY Oswego, she's right where she belongs here at Lincoln University. President Woolfolk, I speak for thousands of students when I thank you for what you have done for myself and the entire Laker community at SUNY Oswego. Your leadership has left its mark, and you will always be a Laker. And now, you have made me one Lincoln University Blue Tiger fan. I love you, and I wish you all the best with this next chapter. Thank you.
Good morning, Lincoln. Good morning. You guys look beautiful. This is the day that the Lord has made. We should rejoice and be glad in it. Amen? Amen. To the faculty, staff, student body, and guests, it is truly an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to stand before you today to take a few moments to talk about my beloved Dr. Jerald Jones Woolfolk. My name is Dr. Tony Owens, and let me start by saying that Dr. Woolfolk's guidance has made a permanent, positive imprint on my life. I currently reside in Overland Park, Kansas, but at the core of me, I'm a Southern girl who was raised in the Delta of Southeast Arkansas. I graduated from the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, and I also hold a master's in business and a doctorate in organizational leadership. And I stand here today bursting with pride to proclaim that I am a direct product of Dr. Woolfolk's influence, encouragement, direction, undying love, and support. I first met Dr. Woolfolk over 25 years ago on the campus of the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, where she was my advisor during my reign as the 64th Miss UAPB. I remember the day that I first met her. Her smile was bright as the sun. Her laugh so infectious. Our connection with our Southern roots touched my soul. Her warm and giving spirit, but more importantly, her love for her students drew me to her immediately. And the fact that we both have freckles sealed the deal for me. She was my friend for life, whether she liked it or not. Words cannot express my love for her, my respect for her, my adoration for her. From the moment I met her, I observed her like an astrologist observing the constellations. I admired her like a jeweler admiring a flawless cut diamond. I marveled in her ability to walk with grace in any situation and I was in awe of how she supported her students tirelessly, consistently, with determination and with care. She showed me the importance of higher education. She showed me the importance of being a strong Black woman in this country. Thank you, Dr. Woolfolk, for instilling all those critical success factors in my life. You are and will forever be a shining example of the woman I will continually strive to be. The last thing I will mention is that Dr. Woolfolk has always had a knack for making people feel special. To this day, yes, after 25 years, she refers to me as her baby and her favorite Miss UAPB. I know Noni may not appreciate that. And I really, really want to believe her, but I know she says that to everyone. But that's just who she is. She made every person she encountered feel unique and important, and for that, I'm appreciative. Thank you, Dr. Woolfolk, for allowing me to see firsthand a beautifully spirited, educated Black woman living her best life by what I call the 3 G's philosophy: with gratitude, with grace, and with grit. Just as you've been a blessing to me from the moment you entered my life, I know you will be an even greater blessing to this great university. Lincoln, you have a rare jewel in Dr. Woolfolk. Learn from her, grow with her, appreciate and embrace her vision. Congrats, Dr. Woolfolk, on this amazing opportunity to yet again shape, mold, influence, and change the trajectory of so many in only a way that you can do. Lincoln, please savor this moment for this journey that you're about to embark on. And under her tutelage, I'm truly looking forward to watching Lincoln soar to new heights. And in the words of the Allstate commercial, you are in good hands with Dr. Woolfolk. God bless you. God bless this university. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm a little shook right now because Dr. Woolfolk also told me that I was her favorite, Miss UAPB. Good morning. My name is Noni Gaylord-Harden, and I'm an associate professor in the psychology department at Loyola University. I am honored and thrilled to be here today to celebrate the installation of my mentor, my role model, and my friend, Dr. Jerald Jones Woolfolk. 25 years ago, I stepped onto the campus of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff to start my freshman year. Although I was a new student, I had a long history with the university. UAPB, or Arkansas A&M, as it was formerly called, was my grandparents' alma mater. They met there on campus and married while they were there. My father was born in the Army barracks on campus. My aunt was a psychology professor there for 14 years. I had traveled to many homecoming games and weekends while I was growing up. So although I felt the usual sense of anxiety and apprehension that freshmen experience, I also felt very much at home. I was where I was supposed to be. I felt a sense of comfort and safety. And I don't think anyone here would argue with me when I say that comfort is a good thing, and it can aid in the acclimation to a new experience. But sometimes you need to be shaken to the core. You need to be turned upside down and inside out. You need to have an experience that makes you question whether you have really been doing it right all along. And for me, that experience was meeting the woman we called Dean Woolfolk. My freshman year, I met Dean Woolfolk, and very similar to Dr. Owens, it changed my life. The moment I met her, I knew she was an extraordinary woman, and she was who I wanted to be. And I could stand here this morning and talk about her keen and discerning intellect, her transformative vision, her strategic thinking and action, her constant desire to be informed, and how she always, always, always delivers on her promises. But I want to talk to you about how scary this woman was. Oh, she was scary. I don't know about you, Dr. Cheney, or Reverend Norfolk, or Dr. Owens. Amen. Amen. But we were afraid of Dean Woolfolk. And not because we were afraid of punishment. We were afraid because she had an unwavering commitment to excellence. And you knew when she looked at you, she could see what you were capable of becoming, and you wanted to live up to that. I should note that she didn't have to demand excellence from us. She didn't even have to request it. She showed us through example how excellence was modeled and manifested in everyday life. Her presence accelerated our realization that our time on campus was precious. Her presence instilled a desire and determination to be what she could see in us. Students, where are my students? Where are my students? All right, there you are. These guys deserve extra credit today, right? There are no accidents in life. I mentioned that my aunt was a psychology professor at UAPB, but what you should know is that my aunt was a member of the search committee that brought Dean Woolfolk to campus when I was just in junior high school. My aunt left the university before I started my freshman year, but she had unknowingly selected the person who would pick up where my family left off. She took me under her wings, she mentored me, she nurtured me, she impacted my life in ways that I am still realizing 25 years later. Students, it is no accident that you are here at this moment in time at Lincoln University with Dr. Jerald Jones Woolfolk as your president. It is ordained, it is predetermined, it is meant to be. If you are a student, turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, this is where I'm supposed to be. Right here, right now. And what I know about this woman, this extraordinary woman, is that she will lead by example to ensure that Lincoln University, the administration, the esteemed faculty, and the incredible staff pick up where your loved ones left off by pushing you to heights that you never thought imaginable and preparing you to lead your community, your nation, and your world. Congratulations to you for being here at Lincoln University, and congratulations to my friend. I love you, Dr. Woolfolk. I know that you will continue to model excellence in your new position. Thank you.
Hey, good morning. I'm here to offer a few words about my best friend, my mother, your new president, Dr. Jerald Woolfolk. So for me, it's been an interesting journey to see her get to this point. I've seen it from, I guess, a much more unique perspective, being her one and only son. And I know she talks about me, so I'm pretty sure you guys know more about me than I would like you to know. But yeah, I said it's been a beautiful thing to see her journey here. The older I've gotten and the way I see her words and actions align, I've noticed that you don't see that a lot in people. People tend to speak things but not follow them up with action. And for her, since, like I said, the moment I've been a baby, all her words and her actions have aligned. And one of the big things that she always stressed to me was putting God first in her life. And through God, any and everything can be possible. And that wasn't just words that she said. That was the moments where I saw her spending time in the church playing the piano. Those were the moments where I saw her a part of the choir. That was when I saw her reading her Bible. And that was everything that she instilled in me as a kid. Always put God first. One of the other things that's always stuck out to me is her work ethic. I remember coming home the summer during her PhD program, and you get into a room and it's just floor to ceiling with papers everywhere. And I'm just absolutely lost. It looks like a Law and Order crime scene investigation. And she's just swamped over the computer. And then, a few months later, I see her walking across the stage getting that doctoral degree. And for me, it always showed me that whatever I'm willing to work at, if I'm willing to put in that amount of time, I can accomplish that. And the last thing that I want to speak on that always stuck out to me, especially with her work, is how much she loved her work. As you can see, from students as long ago as 25 years to a student that I went to undergrad with at Oswego State in Tucker, she builds special bonds with people. And you can tell that she really loves what she does, and that she's committed to doing everything that she does. So I have no doubts in my mind that my mother will be one, if not the greatest Lincoln University president, and she is going to really, really help out around here. And just thank you for your time. And y'all.
God is my all and all. God is. He's my light in the time of darkness. Yes, He is. And God is. He really is my all and all. God is my joy in the time of sorrow. Thank you, Lord. God, my God is my all in all. God is my today and tomorrow. Thank you, Lord. God, my God is my all and all. God is, God is, my God is, my God is, my God is, my God is, the gym. He will direct your path. My God is, our God is, God is. All you gotta do is just hold on and don't let go. Put one foot in front of the other, but be led by God. And I promise you, He will lead you, He will direct you, He will hold you. God is, my God is, our God is, Lincoln God is, my God, my God, our God. We have a God to serve. We have a God to serve. Oh, God is, my God is, my God is, our God is, my God is. Hey, He is. Hey, He is. Hey, oh my God, our God is. God is. God is. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. He's my all. Hey. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Could we give the choir another hand? While the choir departs the stage, let me say good morning. As Vice President of the Board of Curators, it gives me pleasure this morning to introduce our guest speaker. Our speaker for today is Dr. Harry Williams. Dr. Williams is the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund in Washington, D.C. At this time, I present to you Dr. Williams.
Well, good morning. Let's give that choir another round of applause because I cannot follow that. What an incredible song. What an incredible day. This is a day that we will remember for a long, long time. The only person on this stage that will not remember anything is going to be Dr. Woolfolk. I can guarantee you that because when I was inaugurated more than 10 years ago, I cannot recall a single thing that took place on that day. So make sure you take a lot of pictures so you can prove it to her that you were here and that people witnessed this special occasion. It is an honor to be here, to be a part of this incredible program, to celebrate my friend. Dr. Woolfolk and I, we go way back. I mean, way back. I first met her in 2005 when she was working at Mississippi Valley State under the leadership of Lester Newman, who is president of Mississippi Valley at that time. Lester is now president of Jarvis. And she was working also with Dr. Jerald Peoples, who is also here with her. And they had a challenge at Mississippi Valley at the time. They wanted someone to help them with enrollment, and they needed to grow their enrollment. So Dr. Peoples and Dr. Jarvis tagged Dr. Woolfolk and said, you will do this, and you will lead this effort, and it will be successful. So they called me in. I was working as a national consultant for Noel Levitt's, which is at the time one of the leading consulting firms in the country, to be the project lead. And when we go to a campus, we are assigned to someone that is a go-getter, someone who will get in your face, someone who is not afraid of anybody. And they gave me Dr. Woolfolk. I didn't know her, didn't have any relationships with her, but I had an incredible professional relationship with her. And on that journey, when you are working to change an institution and you're working to enhance the profile of an institution, you need a person like Dr. Woolfolk. I can assure you, from my seat now as president of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, Thurgood Marshall College Fund is the largest fund in America, serving more than 300,000 college students at HBCUs in this country. This fund is named after one of the greatest Supreme Court justices that ever lived on this planet. A two-time HBCU graduate. On Monday, I was in New York doing an interview, and I made a mistake. And they asked me about the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. I said that Thurgood Marshall graduated #1 in his class from Lincoln University in Missouri. And they corrected me real fast. It's Lincoln University in PA. But I said the people in Missouri will claim him too, because we can all claim Thurgood Marshall. He also graduated top of his class at Howard University. And when we asked, 31 years ago, we asked the Supreme Court Justice if he would allow us to use his name. The founder of this fund, Dr. Joyce Payne, made that ask. And the reason why she went to Thurgood Marshall was because we were looking for a name that when you say that name, it is a name that no one can touch. It's a name that someone will want to be identified with. It's a name that signifies excellence and quality in everything you do. And that's Thurgood Marshall. And that name, our goal, our vision, is changing the world one leader at a time. And that name, in 30 years, we have been able to raise more than $300 million for our students attending our HBCUs. So your name, it matters, it counts. So when people speak your name, you want to make sure they speak it clearly and they speak it with positive energy. When I got the call from the search firm that was leading this search, Dr. Woolfolk had me listed as one of her references. I can remember it just like it was yesterday because I was in Washington, D.C., in the parking lot, in the basement of my building, getting ready to go in. And when he called me, he said, you've been identified as a person who could talk about a candidate for a job at one of the most prestigious HBCUs in the country, a candidate that's going to take a position, that's going to lead an institution, Dr. Jerald Woolfolk. And I said to the person who called me, true story, I said, I don't know anything about any of the other candidates, but you can stop the search right now. Go ahead, don't bring anybody to campus. Go ahead and give her the job, get it over with because it costs too much money for you. We're paying you guys anyway. You've already identified the right person. And the guy said, you are very confident. I said, yes, I am confident because I know Dr. Woolfolk. And I know the characteristic traits that you need to be a successful president. And I'm going to name the 4 traits that are very important for a leader to have. And when you have these traits, you can move mountains. Trait number 1 is determination. Having that determination to do what you want to do. The family here can attest about Dr. Woolfolk's determination. She was determined to be in this seat today. There's no accident. It was very deliberate in her efforts to be in this seat today. That's determination. Lincoln, you have a determined person that's going to move this institution. Persistence. Persistent. Show up and get on people's nerves constantly. Is that Dr. Woolfolk? She will be persistent, and she will go at it and keep going at it. And as a president, you need someone who's going to fight for you. Very persistent. Be very persistent. Number 3, commitment. Totally committed to HBCUs. Totally committed to the students. Totally committed to the faculty. Totally committed to the work. You heard it from the mayor already. She's going to the grocery store. She's going to the Chamber of Commerce. She's going to the legislature. She's there. She's committed. And when you have that person, you got the makings of a great president. And finally, endurance. You got to have the endurance. You got to have the willpower. You got to have the staying power. And what is so appropriate for her to be president at Lincoln University, Before I became a college president, I was a track guy. And we all know Lincoln University is one of the greatest places in the country for track athletes. We know that. We know that you have 13 national championship teams. National championship team. That is a big deal. And when you are a track person, like myself, I also coach track. We know that when you get up every morning and you're focused on your task and you're focused on the job, as a track person, you gotta be dedicated and you gotta be committed. The presidency is designed specifically for a track athlete because you need endurance. It's more designed for a distance runner because you need endurance in order to stay in power. But I'm going to give you an analogy for the track people here of how we all needed to do it together. Dr. Woolfolk is not here by herself. So on a track team, sometimes you have what we call a relay team. And on that relay team, we all depend on each other when you have a relay team. And there's a relay event that's called the distance medley. Anybody here know what a distance medley is? So the track, everybody in Lincoln better know what a distance medley is because you guys got one of the best distance medley team around. There are 4 legs in the distance medley race. The first leg is you got to run 3 laps on a 400-meter track. So you need a special type of person that's got a mixture of endurance and a little speed. The second leg of an endurance team is a 400 runner. That's the sprint. That's someone that goes all out. And the third leg is an 800 runner, and the final leg is someone running the 1,600 meters. So here at Lincoln, this is what I'm going to share with you today. The person that's going to be on that team that's going to take the first leg is going to be your provost. Your provost is going to run those 3 laps. You can look at him today. He may not look like he can run, but he can run. But he's going to take that baton, and he's going to have that endurance, and he's going to have that endurance to go. And he's going to, because the provost is the anchor, it's the foundation of your institution. It's someone that's solid, that's there. And they got to have a little sprint, and they got to have a little endurance to deal with our beloved faculty, because we love our faculty. But you got to be able to deal with them. Now, in a positive way. The relay baton is going to go to the 400 runner. The 400 runner is going to be our students because they're running so fast to get out of this place. We want to make sure they get the baton to run that 400 lap. But they're going to be there doing that, supporting your president. And the third leg, the 800, is that sprint. As I said, a sprint and distance. We're going to give that to the faculty. We're going to give that to the staff. We're going to give that to the alumni. We're going to give that to the community because you all have to be in it. And when you're doing an 800, you see that 800 runner, it's about the most beautiful thing on the track. When they're going around, they're just gliding. They're gliding around that track, but they're going fast, but you got to have a little speed. You also got to have a little endurance with that. So when you have everybody behind and they're running to give that final baton to the president, and that president is Dr. Woolfolk. And Dr. Woolfolk's got to run the mile. And a mile's a long race. You know, when you're looking at track, everybody want to get around the table to look at that mile runner. We all want to see what that miler is going to do. But that miler is someone who's going to have some speed, but he's going to also have some endurance. And behind that miler, when you're out front, because she's out front now because she's the leader of this institution, she's going to have people pushing her. And that's going to be the curators. They're going to be pushing her hard. And she's going to be running so fast from you curators, you can't even believe it. Because she's going to be so far ahead. And she's going to be running really hard. And then she's going to have, I heard the lieutenant governor make some remarks. Well, we need the governor, we need the legislator behind her, pushing her. And when she's pushing, she's carrying Lincoln along. And Lincoln is moving along because she is running really, really fast. And then she's going to need people on the national level to support her. We need people in Washington. So she's going to have the Thurgood Marshall family on her team pushing her. But she's going to be the person with that baton leading it and running that race so fast. It's going to lift this community up. It's going to lift this university up. and you're going to cross that finish line. And when you cross that finish line, like national champions do, you celebrate, and you celebrate fast. You celebrate it, and you enjoy it, and you enjoy it because you've earned it. Dr. Woolfolk earned the right today to be the 20th president of this great university, and she will win the race. God bless you, and thank you very much.
Dr. Williams, thank you very much for that inspiring address. Once again, good morning. I'm Greg Gaffke, Secretary of the Board of Curators, and where's Hardy Darcy? Where's Hardy? Hardy and I were classmates together, 1969, and like him, I got married, between my junior and senior year, and it was interesting how much my grades improved after I got married, and maybe yours did also. But my wife and I also celebrated our golden wedding anniversary this past year, and congratulations to you, Hardy. And all of you gentlemen out there will agree that the secret to the longevity of that sacred institution is get in the last words, and we all know what that is, yes, dear. I had the pleasure of meeting our next speaker this morning, and we were to visit for a few minutes, and I welcomed her to Jefferson City, the capital of Missouri. And I also want to take this time to welcome her and introduce her to everyone here in this audience. And it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Deborah Stanley, the president of the State University of New York in Oswego. Dr. Stanley.
Well, I said to Dr. Williams, how are you going to follow that community choir? How am I going to follow Dr. Williams? Everything today, following anything today. Jerald, it all rings so true. It strikes me that you have built a legacy over a lifetime of letting people know who you are, what you stand for, and what you can contribute to this world. I am enormously, tremendously pleased to be here today. I'm filled with such pride and respect for Dr. Jerald Woolfolk. And at Lincoln, I'm going to offer remarks that do just a little something different. I actually haven't known her all that long, now that I think about it. But I'm going to talk about Jerald at a non-HBCU and what she's done for our institution along the way. And I think it gives you an insight into who she is as far as not only demonstrating her love and care, but thinking about it and being close to the theory and the practice of what she does. She came to Oswego in January 2014. Do you know where Oswego is? And she immediately put her personal and professional imprint on our campus community. She had done her homework, so she knew she had her work cut out for her. The division had been doing well, but it was on autopilot the last few years before she arrived, and the whole world was changing around it. One of our major changes was happening, that we rapidly increased ethnically and culturally diverse students on our campus who had come from the greater metropolitan area 5, 6, 7 hours away. But our staff and our programming lagged far behind. I knew the moment Jerald walked in for our interview, and I heard that today from so many other people. Jerald walked in, and the search was over. It really was. She would be my partner. I knew that. She would lead the division, and she would be the team leader to transform the campus. I also knew that the moment she stepped on the campus and came through the threshold, she was going to walk out the other door. Because it was so clear that Jerald was going to be a president. And I pleaded with her even on that first day, in that first interview, please give me 4 or 5 years. I will work with you. I will be your partner too. We will do this together. I can imagine that many of you here at Lincoln immediately felt that way when you first met her. Jerald has that kind of striking presence. You just know she understands the importance of our work, and she has insight and experience to raise the bar on performance. And she came prepared, sort of. It was January. She was locating from Mississippi Valley State all the way upstate New York. She arrived in a snowstorm in a bright red Jaguar sedan. It's true. She gave up the ghost in about a week and bought a Jeep. The Jag was put away until spring, but it came out every spring. And then just to round out her auspicious beginning at Oswego, she promptly broke her foot. Undaunted, she rested her knee on a scooter, and she scooted and glided everywhere she could. She made an entrance. That was a tough break in February in Oswego. But I tell you these stories so that you can know, you can count on her bravery and her tenacity, and of course, her never-ending goodwill and good humor, and her style. She had to give up her shoes, too. Jerald truly made Oswego a better place. I'm so happy for her in her new role. Seeing her reminds me of all the wonderful attributes she brought to bear on the programs and people at SUNY Oswego. And thinking about speaking today, I thought I would try to zero in on a profile of a powerful leader in higher education today. We all know we have huge challenges around in the current climate of ideological divides and fiscal uncertainties, but there are challenges that put our institutions at risk, but also grand challenges in the world, right? That threaten our country and our nation and the whole world. Jerald is an excellent example of a leader who understands the centrality of higher education to make a difference. She also knows that the only way to really make that difference is through our students. Jerald has a passion for students that fuels her commitment to the success of every student. We all know that a personal contact from any one of us, and I want to say that again, because I want you to remember when you leave this hall, if you just make eye contact with a student, you say hello, you have a conversation, you can reduce that student's anxiety and lift their sights, helping them realize their goals. Jerald's mantra was, we need to reach out and put our hands on them. She said it over and over and over again to help guide them forward and back to their path. That takes a lot of energy. She visited every residence hall, and we have 13. We house 4,200 students on the campus every semester. She had pizza nights in her office with invited student guests. She ate in dining halls. And weather permitting, whenever she was free at the end of the day, she took off on a walk to circle our very large campus, making sure to connect personally with students all along the way. By walking around, she became a beacon. Students knew Jerald, but more importantly, they felt that she knew them. While she couldn't calm the waters of Lake Ontario, she had a way of soothing the people she met with a wave or a hug. She's a leader who understands that closing the gap between her and the people she leads can exponentially enhance the impact that she can make. Our institutions must have leaders who have a vision of excellence and strength to raise the bar. A person who can inspire and cultivate a culture of excellence can assure student success on many levels. Striving for more and better takes energy and hard work. and the payoff is deepening pride and higher expectations. When Jerald took over, our Martin Luther King celebration every year was, I'd say, loosely planned and poorly attended. Within 1 year, she attended one, and she walked away and said, "Next year will be different." She convinced her team to start planning, that she could find the resources to bring a nationally known speaker that students would flock to hear. In the 4 years after, we hosted Dr. Bernice King, Bakari Sellers, Hill Harper, and T.J. Holmes, each of them with packed houses. Jerald reminded us that always you can count heads for diversity, but what counts is inclusion and equity. That's true on a local basis, but also for our nation and world. When we all agonized over the awful summer of 2015, and I almost hate to bring it up, Jerald and her team got busy preparing to welcome back our students from every side of the political divide. And in Oswego, those shelves, those are really shelves that grate against each other. So she especially focused on underrepresented students and, of course, the violence that summer against black men. They put together plans for a program called Oz Speaks. Oz is a favorite nickname for Oswego, Oz Speaks. So we had programs, one called Orlando Pulse, one called Black Lives Matter, one called Blue Lives Matter, and many, many others. These programs acted as a steam valve of sorts. Those events were unique and often wrenching, where speakers stood in front of the audience to speak their truth, but there was no rebuttal or judgment allowed. But always there was great empathy, and there were often many tears. It really worked. It brought our community together. Empowering students means you have to hand over the reins. Not an especially easy thing to do if there's any risk involved. And Jerald did demonstrate her competence, as you heard from Tucker earlier, about creating OzFest, a day-long, on-campus, multi-venue festival and concert. It was the students' brainchild, as well as Jerald's, to establish a resounding alternative to a long-running spring drinking day in town. I know you probably don't have those here. A rogue event that had, unfortunately, the year before, 2 heroin deaths of our students associated with it. Jerald guided and acted as a mentor, but, and I was a little worried about this, she handed them $50,000 as well. Well, you have to know Tucker, he was worthy of it. It worked. OzFest, of course, takes place every year. Given the extraordinary accomplishments and experience Jerald has amassed at SUNY Oswego, it is no wonder that Lincoln University community chose her as to lead their historic and liberal arts, this historic and liberal arts institution. Her nearly 3 decades in higher education administration at 4 institutions showcase her record, as you've heard here today, as an innovator who sets clear and high goals and provides leadership to achieve them, but also demonstrates amazing heart when she's dealing with everyone, students and faculty and staff and administrators and community. She gathers them all in. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The function of an education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically, but it's intelligence plus character. That is the goal of a true education," and Jerald gets it. She knows that if she's there as a role model, if she can intervene when she sees someone moving off the path and gently guide, well, sometimes gently guide them back, sometimes not so gently, that a true education can in fact change the world. I am so proud of Jerald Woolfolk. She, of course, is everything I knew she would be from the moment I met her. When she walked into the room, I knew Jerald had a destiny, and that I was just going to be lucky enough to be a part of it. Jerald, we wish you the very best at Lincoln University. We have no doubt that you are already making a significant impact here. But please know, you will always have a home at SUNY Oswego. You may not miss the snow, but our beautiful Lakeside campus, we hope, will always have a place in your heart. Madam President, with all honor, respect, and pride, congratulations.
Curator Tier, as Vice President of the Lincoln University Board of Curators, at this time I would like to present to you Dr. Jerald Jones Woolfolk, the 20th President of the illustrious Lincoln University.
To my colleagues, the honorable dignitaries of this great assembly, to the family and friends of Dr. Woolfolk, platform guests, professors emeriti, faculty, staff, students, alumni, and friends, today, Dr. Jerald Jones Woolfolk will officially become the 20th president of this historic institution, Lincoln University of Missouri. As president of the Lincoln University Board of Curators, I invest you, Dr. Woolfolk, to this, your new office that is symbolized by the presentation of this presidential medallion. This formal investiture brings together the members of the extended university community around the world to celebrate the start of a new chapter in the long and distinguished history of Lincoln University. This is a milestone that signals more than the official beginning of a new presidential administration. Oh yes, the investiture of Lincoln's 20th president is an occasion for the university and all the communities it serves, locally and globally, to honor our proud past, celebrate its vast potential for the future. Faculty, staff, and students, both past and present, join in this great university celebration. Founded in 1866 by the 62nd and 65th Colored Infantry, who took the necessary steps to establish an educational institution in Jefferson City with the mission to provide excellent educational opportunities, including theoretical and applied learning experiences to a diverse population within a nurturing, student-centered environment. Since that time, Lincoln has grown into an 1890 land-grant institution with global research. Today, as always, we pay tribute to Lincoln's distinguished past, celebrate her proud present and bright future, and reflect on our ongoing tradition of excellence. Dr. Woolfolk, we charge you to continue the dream of the founding soldiers. Keep that dream alive, for we are one Lincoln. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got more, but I present to some and introduce to all the 20th President of Lincoln, Dr. Jerald Jones Woolfolk.
What an incredible, phenomenal, amazing, outstanding, awesome, awe-inspiring day this has been. And all because God has favored, laid his hand upon, anointed, ordained, and appointed such an amazing individual. I know we did it once, but trust me, you're going to want to do it many years from now. Can you do me a favor and just help celebrate and thank God for this incredible woman? We honor you. Scripture says, give honor to whom honor is due, and she is so worthy of honor. There's so many things that I could say, but so many things that people have already said that echo the sentiments of my heart. I first met, I am Smokey Norfolk. Everybody's supposed to introduce themselves. What's left of them, as I often say. But I met her as a freshman on the campus of University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, where I'm a graduate, and she was not President Woolfolk, she was Dean Woolfolk. And so from that moment, and that was just a few years ago, Dr. Cheney, just a few years ago. He's older than I am, amen. From that moment to now, she's gone to all these schools around the country, and I would come in and she would always say, this is one of my babies. And I'm sad to tell y'all that I was always the favorite. I don't know what she told you all, but I believe it. And I would continually say, Dean Woolfolk, Dean Woolfolk, Dean Woolfolk. And everybody would be looking at me like, Dr. Woolfolk, Vice President Woolfolk. And I would have to catch myself and say, oh, yes, that's right. That's how you guys know her. One of the things that I've learned in my journeys around the globe is that people always want to keep you where they met you. And there is a disadvantage in that because it never allows you to grow. Never allows you to increase, never allows you to spread your wings and actually do what God has instructed, which is to produce fruit. And so the work is not yours to do. You have done the work, and you've done an incredible job, an amazing example. You've done the work. The work is not yours to do. The work is ours to do, to readjust, to reassess, to reset our thinking and allow you to be whom God has called, graced, anointed, and assigned you to be in this season. So I will check myself from this day forward. You'll be Dean Woolfolk in my heart, but in my head, I must acknowledge that God has graced you to be elevated and increased. President Woolfolk. And I have seen her level of commitment both to, well, let me start with God. She's a woman of God, for real, y'all. Don't push her, she'll pray. I remember as a kid, even before college, long before college, junior and senior high school, seeing her walk to my left, or if I was on the piano, to my right, down that particular side aisle of the sanctuary every Sunday and take her usual seat. My father was her pastor. So even as a child, I saw her be faithful and consistent to both ministry and to God. And then I saw her be faithful to the university, to the extent, Dr. Bynum, that until today, I never knew she went to Jackson State. I thought she was from UAPB. Her school pride and her joy for our university was so strong, I said she must be an alumni. And then, of course, her commitment to her students is eternal. It's ongoing. It's perpetual, because she's been committed to me. She's watched me as a little kid, 14 years old, sitting at the piano at my dad's church, to becoming a world-renowned artist and songwriter. And she's been the same in every school and university that she's gone to, even in Cole Oswego. She has booked me as a recording artist to come in and do a concert for her children. For her students. She has been amazingly consistent and faithful to support her students in their endeavors. And so we honor her, we love her. This is the song, out of all the 20 years of music that I have released, this is the song that President Woolfolk, that she requested. And so whatever she wanted to hear is what y'all were gonna hear, so you gotta deal with it. He didn't sing my song. No, I sang President Woolfolk's song. Come on. Sometimes I feel like giving up, and it seems like my best, it just wasn't good enough. I feel like I've done all that I can do. Do you see, do you care all about what I'm going through? That's when he told me, one more day, hold on, take one more step. God says, I'm preparing you, I'm just getting you ready for myself. And when you can't hear my voice, don't worry, because I still got the master plan. I'm the Lord I see, and yes, I understand. Oh, don't you know God knows everything you're going through, yeah. Hey, and in the time of trouble, he promised I will always be right there. God says, I understand everything that you're going through. I understand. Hey, I am the Lord, I see you, and yes, I understand. My favorite verse, he says, I am the Lord, and I don't care about your fake friends, I change it not, and I won't forget you. Don't you ever think that I forgot. Everything you've been going through, it's all working according to my master plan. He says, I'm your God, trust me, I got the whole world in my hands. Just one more step, my sister. Hey, God says, I'm preparing you, I'm just getting you ready for myself. And when you can, yeah, God still got the master plan. I am the Lord, I see you, every burden, every problem, every tear, every prayer. I'll never leave you, I'll be there to the end of the age. I'm your God, trust me. Hey, I am the Lord, I see you, and yeah, I understand.
There are really no words to adequately describe my feelings today as we celebrate my investiture as the 20th and second female president of Lincoln University. The emotions that I feel are overwhelming. Today officially marks the beginning of a new day, a new dawn, as we continue to move Lincoln University forward to her true destiny of being among the elite institutions of higher education in this country. I say thank you to the Lincoln University Board of Curators. Thank you to the Lincoln University Presidential Search Committee, who unanimously selected me as the 20th president. And thank you to the entire Lincoln University family, including faculty, staff, students, alumni, and the people of Jefferson City, who have shown me nothing but love and support since my arrival. Thank you all for this opportunity and for making the dreams of a little girl from Leland, Mississippi come true. I do not stand here alone, and I was not able to achieve this on my own. I stand on the shoulders of all those who came before. But more importantly, I stand on the word of the Lord. For I know the plans I have for you, he said. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. There are many people who have contributed to my growth and development as a person and as a higher education professional, and now a university president. At this time, I would like to acknowledge them. To my mother, Mrs. Bessie Burns, who could not be here because she is recovering from surgery, I say thank you. This seat, there's a seat somewhere, I thought. There's a seat somewhere that should have roses in them. We put them there to represent my mother. Thank you for being the best mother to me, Burl, Rosetta, Met, and Darrell. You were perfectly made for us, and we were perfectly made for you. Thank you for making us believe, Mama, that dreams do come true and that nothing is impossible if you work hard and believe. You are indeed the reason that I stand here today with a sense of confidence and deep-seated belief that all things are possible. Thank you, Mama. We did it. And I hope that she is watching the live stream in her rehabilitation facility. To my son, Brandon Woolfolk. Brandon has always been my strongest cheerleader, always right by my side. Thank you, son, for your continuous support and for helping me get up when I would fall. Thank you for pushing me forward when I wanted to stop. No one knows better than you the journey to get to this point because you have been with me all the way. As I always say to you, and we've said this since he could talk, I love you to infinity and beyond, and I am very, very proud of your accomplishments. You are a beautiful, kind spirit. I pray eternal blessings on your life and know that Mama is always here for you. Without you, this would not be possible. To my family and friends in the audience who have supported me throughout my life, including my sisters, my brothers, my very special aunt, nephews, nieces, cousins, and other relatives and friends who are here with me today. Would you please stand so that people can see my family? You too are now a part of the Lincoln family. So your continued support will be expected. I will be calling for your treasures. As today, as a family, we commit, they don't know this, we commit to the establishment of a $25,000 endowed scholarship in honor of our mother, our grandmother, our sister, and our aunt. So if you have your check ready, you can write it now. I am very proud to be a member of this family. They have always been by my side. I don't know where I would be without you. I have to remember my father and my stepfather and my brother, who are not here with us anymore, but I know that you're looking down here from heaven, and our love grows for you stronger and stronger every day. I hope that you are proud of what has become of your little girl and your little sister. Dr. Jerald Peoples, he's here somewhere. Dr. Jerald Peoples, would you please stand? I want to acknowledge you and thank you for teaching me how to be a great university administrator. It was under your tutelage that I began to expand my breadth of knowledge in higher education. As my supervisor for many years, you helped me to grow and see the big picture. Thank you for encouraging me to pursue my dreams and pouring into my life and remaining a trusted friend and confidant over the years. Without you, this day would not be possible. President Lester Newman, would you please stand? Dr. Lester Newman, president of Jarvis Christian College and former president of Mississippi Valley State University, thank you. I can still hear you buzzing in my ear saying, you need to go and get your doctorate. At least once a month, you would buzz in my ear, you need to go and get your doctorate. When you were not buzzing in my ear, you would have Dr. Peoples buzzing in my ear saying, you need to go and get your doctorate. I learned so many things under you, Dr. Newman. You made me step out of my comfort zone. You saw in me what many did not. The many opportunities that you provided me at Mississippi Valley State University to expand my skill set allowed me to be successful and to achieve goals that I never knew I had. Without you, President Newman, today would not be possible. Thank you. Dr. Deborah Stanley, president of the State University of New York, Oswego. Would you stand, President Stanley? And I'm just crying and nose running and all this. We're gonna get through this though. The moment I met you in our first interview, President Stanley, I knew that I wanted you. I knew that you held the key to making my dream of becoming a university president come true. You knew from day one that becoming a president was the trajectory that I was on, and you made sure that I had everything that was necessary to achieve that dream. You made sure there were no gaps in my experiences and provided the personal and financial resources necessary to fulfill those gaps. You have been my supervisor, my mentor, and my friend. You knew as you prepared me to be a better senior level administrator that it would eventually lead to my departure from Oswego. But it didn't matter to you because you knew for me there was a higher calling. Thank you, President Stanley. Without you, this would not be possible. Dr. Harry Williams, President and CEO of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. And by the way, the Thurgood Marshall College Fund just awarded 16 of our students, juniors and seniors with 3.0s and better, up to $7,200 in scholarship money. And it was because of that that 15-year relationship that I was able to call Dr. Williams at about 6 o'clock in the morning and say, I need some help. And he told me what to do, and our students are enrolled in school. Dr. Williams, we have walked this road for many, many years together, my brother, my friend. I remember the day that you were named president of Delaware State University. I was on the Staten Island Expressway in New York City. I screamed so loudly that the people in the car with me thought that someone had died. Throughout this process, you have stayed by my side, supporting me in any way that you could, always lending an ear, always lending a helping hand, and always pushing me forward. Without you, this would not have been possible. Thank you. I do not stand here alone. I stand on the shoulders of all who have come before me. I stand on the shoulders of the 19 presidents who came before me, some of who are on the stage. Would you please stand? Former presidents. I stand on the shoulders of the soldiers of the 62nd and 65th Colored Infantries who founded this great institution of higher learning, understanding that if African Americans were to prosper as free men, they would have to be educated. So with their life savings of somewhere around $100, these soldiers founded what is now Lincoln University. Our commitment is to continue their dream and to continue to provide access and opportunity to all, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, or sexual orientation. Our commitment is to ensure that Lincoln University is sustainable for another 152 years. The path to that sustainability is through increased enrollment, increased retention and graduation rates, increased employability of our graduates, providing academic programs that meet the needs of the 21st century workforce, strategic planning, marketing, and branding. Lincoln University is perhaps one of the best kept secrets in this country. No more, no more. Everybody will know Lincoln University of Missouri. Developing stronger collaborations with the Jefferson City community, local and state government, increasing research funding, providing an inclusive environment where everyone has a sense of belonging to our university community, honoring our past and celebrating our present and our future as one of the most diverse institutions of higher education in this country, increasing our endowment, increasing alumni giving, and increasing corporate giving. These are big goals, but I believe that together we can achieve them. I understand this is not about me. This is not about Jerald Woolfolk. It is not about you. It is not about the faculty. It is not about the staff. It is about Lincoln and the students we serve. Our job is to ensure student success, which ensures Lincoln's sustainability. We must put self aside and give our best every day. As many of you have often heard me say, we have to do more than what is required. We must do what is necessary. It is not okay to be okay. We must be great. We must develop that competitive spirit in all we do. We must never become complacent. We must keep moving. Faculty, staff, students, alumni, and members of our greater community, we must go beyond our comfort zone and do what is necessary. The future of Lincoln University is in our hands. I challenge each of you to search your heart and to ask yourself, am I doing all that I can do? Am I giving Lincoln University my very best? Can I give Lincoln University more? Lincoln University will become what we make it. It's on us. It's on us. It's on us. We are Lincoln University. We are Lincoln University. We are Lincoln University. We are Lincoln University. May God bless and keep you, and may God bless Lincoln University.
The Lincoln University Blue Tiger Battalion will now retire the colors. Would you all please stand?
Now may the peace, the love, the communion of the Holy Spirit rest, rule, and abide with each and every one of us now and forever. Amen.